TV1. TV for life.
A very good evening to all our viewers and welcome to this Sunday's edition of Primetime News, coming to you live from our Newsfirst studios in Colombo. I'm Arundhati Mudannaika. Let's start off with a look at the stories making headlines this evening.
Former President Sirasa says SLFP support conditional on promise to abolish executive presidency.
විදායක ජනාධිපති ධූරය ඉවත් කිරීම සඳහා ජනමත විචාරණයක් පැවැත්වුවොත් අපි ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂය එකතක් නෙවෙයි අත් දෙකම අපි උස්සනවා කියන එක මම පැහැදිලිව කියන්නට ඕනේ.
The JJB will evolve in line with the changes in global politics. Vijitha clarifies reasons behind AKD's visit to India. Estimated cost of power generation for 2024 is an exaggeration, a statement from the Public Utilities Commission, gathering views on the amendment of electricity tariffs to be held at the BMICH on the 15th of February. Counting of votes in the Pakistan general election concludes. Candidates backed by Imran Khan leads despite crackdown.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe visited the residence of former Minister Calamity, who is currently unwell, to inquire about his condition.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe visited the residence of former Minister Calamity in Katugampala and also engaged in a brief conversation with him to check on his well-being. Calamity son, Samaki Janabalawege Katugampala electoral organizer Asanka Perera, former Minister Akila Viraj Karewasam and several politicians from the Kurunegala district as well as Acting Inspector General of Police Deshabandhu Tennakon also joined the President. Meanwhile, Samaki Janabalawege Katugampala electoral organizer Asanka Perera held a media briefing to announce his support for the President and his decision to join the United National Party effective today.
Effective today, I will rejoin the United National Party. Moving forward, I am committed to working alongside the UNP. The Samagi Janabalawege has seen the departure of prominent members, including individuals close to Sajith Premadasa who have chosen to support Ranil Wickremesinghe. I believe the country cannot move forward without Ranil Wickremesinghe. Everyone in the opposition and ruling faction has accepted that it is impossible to move forward without our leader Ranil Wickremesinghe. That is the truth.
Speaking at the Vanli Hatpathu Agrarian Conference, Opposition Leader Sajith Premadasa pledged that the Samagi Janabalawege will prioritize the needs of farmers who he believes have been overlooked by the current government.
Currently, there is no fixed or certified price for paddy. This itself suggests that Ranil Rajapaksa government has neglected the 1.8 million farming families. I clearly say that this government lacks a concrete plan to establish a fixed or certified price for your paddy. Today, several mill owners are operating like a mafia, harming both farmers and consumers.
මාෆියාවක් ක්‍රියාත්මක කරලා ගොවි ජනතාවත් විනාශ කරනවා පාරිභෝගික ප්‍රජාවත් විනාශ කරනවා කුරුණෑගල වන්‍ය හත්පත්තු කලාපය කේන්ද්‍ර කරගත් කෘෂි අපනයන සැලසුම් කලාපයක් ඇති කිරීම තුලින් අපනයන භෝග වගාවට ප්‍රමුඛතාවය ලබා දීම.
Export crops will be given priority in the agricultural zone we plan on setting up in Vanni Harispattu, Kandy. And remember well that this will be the greatest victory for all of you from Vanni Harispattua. There was a company exporting crops in Rajangania 20 to 30 years ago. These are not things that cannot be done. We have a team that can do these. We promise that we will establish an export crop agricultural zone in Vanni Harispattu under a government led by Sajith Premadasa. In addition, the Usana water project must be established. We need to grow more export crops in this zone. The other burning issue in this area is the human-elephant conflict. The human-elephant conflict is not only a grave issue here, but it is the same across the entire country. Has everyone here been affected by the human-elephant conflict? Everyone here has been affected by it. On this side, there is the Kahalapalle forest, and on the other side is the Tabbova forest. If these elephants have to be chased away to the Kahalapalle forest or the Tabbova forest, will the people here not come out like they came out to chase away Gotabaya Rajapaksa? Will you come out? The people here have suffered so much due to the human-elephant conflict. Therefore, under a government of Sajith Premadasa, we will provide a permanent solution for the human-elephant conflict through the Samagi Govi Balavegya.
එනිසා සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස මැතිතුමාගේ රජයක් යටතේ මේ අලි ප්‍රශ්නයට ස්ථිර විසඳුමක් සමගි ගොවි බලවේගයෙන් අපි ගේනවාමයි කියන පණිවිඩය මම ඔබතුමාලට දෙනවා.
ලෝකයේ ආයතනවල තියෙන ලොකුම ආයතනය තමයි වෝල්මාර්ට් කියන ආයතනය. ඒකේ තියෙනවා සුපර් මාකට් 10700ක්. මේ සුපර් මාකට් 10700
Walmart is one of the biggest companies in the world. They have 10,700 supermarkets. 30 million people purchase canned mango, pepper, coconut oil and items like coconut milk each day. The income they generate from selling agricultural crops last year was $270 billion. That is 90 trillion in Sri Lankan rupees. We spoke with them through a third party and we are continuing our discussions. We found out that there is a new system to supply goods to this company. With the change in global geopolitics, this company is now more inclined to purchase goods from India than purchasing goods from China and countries working with them.
චීනයත් සමග වැඩ කරන රටවල් වලින් භාණ්ඩ ගන්නවා වෙනුවට දැන් ඉන්දියාවෙන් මේ භාණ්ඩ ගන්න නැඹුරුතාවයක් තියෙනවා.
Chairman of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, former President Maithripala Sirisena acknowledged rumours of the government considering abolishing the executive presidency and said that the party would support such a proposal if it is materialised.
A presidential election must definitely be held this year, but now there is a rumour that plans are afoot to abolish the presidency by handing it over to Karu Jayasuriya, allocating a separate set of officials and lawyers and holding a referendum. I would like to say that as the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, we will support it if a referendum is held to abolish the executive presidency. But we will raise our hands only in agreement with the abolition. We are unsure of any additional modifications without full transparency and understanding.
Just months before the upcoming presidential election, the visit of Jatika Janabalawege leader Anurukumara Disanayaka and his team to India sparked controversy in recent days. Today, JJB MP Vijitha Herath spoke about the visit.
India කියන්නේ කලාපයේ අපේ ආසන්නතම රට ශ්‍රී ලංකාව සහ ඉන්දියාව අතර කලාපීය සහයෝගීතාවය ගොඩනගා ගැනීමේදී
As India is our closest regional neighbor, this trip opens crucial development opportunities of cooperation between Sri Lanka and India. The JJB is experiencing significant political traction among the Sri Lankan population. We as a political party believe that building strong and friendly relations with India, particularly given our regional proximity, is essential for the nation's development. The JJB operates with an understanding of global geopolitics. We pursue economic and political partnerships without discrimination. Under our leadership, we maintain transparent and open relations with all nations, considering their unique economic, political and social contexts. However, we prioritize politics that align with our national interests and values.
දේශපාලන තත්ත්වයට සාපේක්ෂව අපි සම්බන්ධතා පවත්වනවා. විදේශ ප්‍රතිපත්ති අපේ ගැති නොවන විදේශ ප්‍රතිපත්තිය.
Journalists raise questions over the JJB stance on restructuring government institutions with involvement from Indian entrepreneurs.
අපි ඉන්දියාවේ අමුල් සමාගමත් එක්ක සාකච්ඡා කරා. ඒ අමුල් සමාගමට අපි තා පැහැදිලිව කරුණු දැක්වුවා. මෙතන කිසිදු
Following discussions with Amul in India, we emphasize that any investment requires adherence to a transparent tender process. Unfortunately, the discussion did not reflect the level of transparency we uphold. In fact, it was a heated discussion. While Amul suggested the Sri Lankan government should initiate the process, we maintain that any investment proposal must follow established procurement procedures.
ඇත්තටම ඔබතුමාලට මොන අරමුණක් මතද ඉන්දියාවෙන් මෙවැනි ආරාධනාවක් කරේ කියලා අපි දැනුවත් කරනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ මොකක්ද මේ හේතුව?
ඉතා පැහැදිලිව ජනතාවගේ හදවතේ රැඳිලා ඉන්න
Andhra Kumara Dissanayake is the popular leader among the people. The JJB is the popular party. The rising popularity has attracted attention not only from India but also from other countries. The JJB serves as a guiding force for both domestic and international political and diplomatic movements. We are proud of that.
ඉන්දියාව විශේෂයෙන් අපිට ආරාධනා කරා. අපි ඒ ගැන සතුටුයි.
Marking the start of the Lunar New Year or Chinese New Year, the President, Prime Minister and Speaker of Sri Lanka extended their greetings to China. Speaker Mahinda Yapabewardhan incorporated a portion of his message in Chinese.
China and Sri Lanka are very closely associated friends for the last generations. And since then, the Sri Lanka and China had been incooperative with the development of both countries. And Belt and Road concept has been strengthening the Sri Lankan and China friendship further. And this friendship will be an example for all other friendly countries in the world. Chu Xi Jinping Asia Denguo Shinku Jongguo Ringmin Shinyan Kuaila.
The Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka announced that the accepting of written opinions on the revision of electricity tariff will conclude tomorrow. The Commission further said that gathering of oral statements regarding the tariff revision will be held at the BMICH on the 15th of February.
The Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka had requested the Ceylon Electricity Board to present a proposal to amend electricity tariffs in line with the profits earned by the CEB and also the favourable levels of power generation at the end of 2023. Pursuant to this request, the CEB presented a proposal to the Public Utilities Commission on the 16th of January, proposing the reduction of electricity tariffs by 3.34%. After analysing the content of this proposal, the PUCSL had issued a statement regarding this proposal on the 23rd of January. The PUCSL had observed that the CEB had included a proposal for the purchase of 100 megawatts of power for the year 2024 without the approval of the PUCSL, and it also includes a proposal to purchase power from power plants that have not been issued a power generation permit. The PUCSL had also observed that the depreciation of the power plants had also been included in the cost and went on to note that the cost of depreciation cannot be charged from the CEB as the power plants had been constructed using state funds. Thereby, the PUCSL had concluded that the estimated cost of generation for the year 2024 presented by the CEB was an exaggeration. Further, the PUCSL had also concluded that the estimated cost of power transmission for 2024 is also an exaggeration. The PUCSL added that the profit of 48,722 million rupees earned in 2023 has not been taken into consideration in the revision of electricity tariffs for the year 2024. In totality, doesn't the observations of the PUCSL intimate that electricity tariffs should be reduced by a much larger margin?
135ක් වහාම විදුලි බිල අඩු කරන්න ඕන. ඒ නිසා මේ මහජන උපදේශනය 15 තියලා මේක 20 වෙනිදා මිල සංශෝධනය කරන්න කලබල වෙන්න එපා.
Electricity tariffs must be reduced by 35%. Do not try to have the public consultation on the 15th and revise the tariffs on the 20th. Reduce the tariff by the 1st of March. We are all right with the 10 days in between. The CEB announced that the profit earned last year was 48 billion rupees. The 48 billion rupees must be reduced from the cost for 2024. They have not reduced this profit. This revision must be done after the profit of 48 billion rupees has been reduced. They have shown that the total cost as 686 billion rupees. We informed the Commission that this must be reduced to 530 billion rupees. Therefore, they have prepared this estimate by including false costs. They are trying to absorb these additional costs as taxes.
වියදම් පෙන්නලා මේක හදලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ නිසා බොරු වියදම් ටැක්ස් වලට බදු වලට හිලව් කරගන්න උත්සාහ දරනවා.
Meanwhile, recently, a study by Verite Research discovered that Sri Lanka has the highest electricity tariff in the entire South Asian region. The study shows that Sri Lanka's electricity tariffs are 3 times that of their regional peers. The second highest electricity tariff is recorded in Pakistan, and even those tariffs are significantly lower than those in Sri Lanka. This was a calamity that took place in Pupurasa Kandy due to the excessive and unfair electricity tariffs in Sri Lanka. Alagan Ganeshan, a 38-year-old father of 2, lives in Levelanvatha in Pupurasa Kandy. The residents of these line houses primarily rely on daily wage labour for their income. Recently, the electricity connection to Ganeshan's house was cut off due to his inability to settle the bills. Desperate to ensure that his children studying in grade 1 and grade 6 could study, Alagan attempted to borrow electricity from a neighbouring house. Tragically, while attempting to do so, Alagan was electrocuted and subsequently passed away. Adding to the family's heartache, Alagan's wife had recently gone abroad, leaving the 2 children without any support. These children's future is now in jeopardy.
Newsfirst with the people.
You're with Newsfirst, and up next is Crime Watch.
Crime Watch.
Time between 3 and 4 a.m. Location, a 2-story house along Yagadamulla Road, Minuwangoda. A group had entered the house after the owner of the house had gone out for work this morning. According to the police, 3 suspects had entered the house. Only the wife of the businessman and their 4 children were at home at the time of the breaking. They were inside a room in the ground floor of the building when the suspects had entered the house. This is how the door of the room where the wife and the children were in had been broken. After hearing the noise of dogs barking from the direction of the house, a neighbor had asked the woman about what was happening over the phone. Later, he had come towards the house on a motorcycle after she informed him that something suspicious was taking place.
The door had been closed when this person came into the house. Because he had heard sounds from within the house, he had broken the door down and entered it. And then 3 intruders had tried to attack him. He had with him a sword-like weapon for his safety and due to the suspicion that there was something dangerous taking place in there.
One intruder had been killed when the neighbor attacked him with a weapon. The police said that the other 2 suspects had fled the scene. The body of the deceased was sent to the Gampaha District General Hospital for the post-mortem examination after the Minuwangoda acting magistrate visited the scene of the incident this afternoon and examined the body. The police said that the investigations are underway to ascertain as to why these suspects had broken into the house.
Crime Watch.
The Criminal Investigation Department has launched an investigation into the procurement process of the former directors of the Medical Supplies Division.
The Criminal Investigation Department has launched an investigation into the procurement process of the former directors of the Medical Supplies Division based on directives from the Attorney General, expanding on the probe related to the human immunoglobulin transaction. Meanwhile, the Criminal Investigation Department has been tasked with investigating all registered pharmaceutical companies in Sri Lanka. The decision to investigate was reached at a meeting chaired by the Deputy Inspector General in charge of the CID. As part of the ongoing investigation into the human immunoglobulin transaction, authorities will also scrutinize other companies that supplied to the company involved in the scandal.
Newsfirst with the people.
People gathered, moving on to news overseas, the counting of votes in the general elections held in Pakistan has been completed.
3 major parties were involved in the fray for Pakistan's 2024 general election. Imran Khan Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, Nawaz Sharif's Pakistan Muslim League and Bilawal Bhutto Zardari's Pakistan People's Party. PTI was denied its election simple the bat by the country's election commission and therefore it could not contest the polls. Instead, it was forced to field its candidates as independents. The Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz and Pakistan People's Party held discussions on government formation, but no final decision has been reached. Of the total 265 seats, independent candidates won 101 seats, followed by Nawaz Sharif's Pakistan Muslim League, which won 75 seats, and Bilawal Bhutto's Pakistan People's Party grabbed 54 seats. The results of the National Assembly 88 constituency have been withheld. Now the independents have 72 hours to decide on their political status and support. They have 3 options: either the independents merge themselves and form an entity, or they merge with a party, or they keep on maintaining their independent status.
The presidential election is scheduled to be held this year. However, the government has introduced and passed several acts suddenly, leading to concerns about their motives. Critics argue that these repressive laws aim to favor the government's preferred candidate. Similar concerns arose in Pakistan during their recent election. Both countries currently face accusations of having corrupt governments. In Pakistan, the attempt to suppress public opinion by imprisoning Imran Khan backfired, as evidenced by the recent election results. The outcome serves as a reminder for our government to prioritize fair and free elections.
Shakti Crown, a product of Shakti TV and Shakti FM, is on a mission to find Sri Lanka's singing stars and take them to the international stage. The search resumed once again today with auditions in Vavuniya.
Shakti Crown.
Do you have the voice to captivate Sri Lanka and beyond? Shakti Crown, a groundbreaking reality show, is searching for exceptional vocal talent over the age of 15. Get ready to showcase your skills and launch your career onto the international stage with the help of M Entertainment, a revolutionary force in the music world. Shakti Crown, the grand musical experience of international caliber, offers a special feature just for you, passionate fans who are the heart of Shakti. Today, the reality show's auditions kicked off at the Vavuniya Municipal Hall. The talent hunt continues tomorrow in Mannar, followed by stops in Jaffna, Trincomalee, Batticaloa, Kandy, Hatton, Marthalee, Beniaya, and finally at the Stein Studios in Ratnalana. Are you ready to take the crown? This is your moment. This is Shakti Crown.
Shakti Crown.
Aadaretharam, the Valentines concert presented by Sirasa TV and YFM, attracted people in the thousands. Many of your favorite stars captivated their audience this evening at the iconic Lotus Tower.
Sirasa TV and YFM proudly presented the Aadaretharam Valentines concert, which kicked off with a series of fun-filled games designed to bring couples closer and celebrate their unique bond.
Thank you so much!
The renowned Ants Band set the ambience of love and nostalgia with their soulful tunes. Their performances were complemented by the powerful vocals of Sankar Dineth, Sanuka Vikramasinghe, Windy Gunathilaka, Kanchana Anuradhi, Aditya Velivatta, Ashanya Premadasa, Ramya and Sharon.
Thank you. St. Mary's National College, Veyangoda celebrated its annual Colours Night for the years 2022 and 2023.
St. Mary's National College, Veyangoda celebrated its students' academic and athletic achievements at the annual Colours Night for the year 2022-2023. Major General M.K. Jayawardena, the 22nd Colonel Commandant of the Corps of Sri Lanka Engineers, was the chief guest of the ceremony.
The school has earned well recognition in the country since its uphold an educational phenomenon that is enriched with discipline and academics. Good conduct or discipline of any institution plays a major role that strengthens the decorum of its stance.
State Minister Lasantha Lagewanna and MP Upul Mahendra Rajapaksa were also in attendance. The ceremony also welcomed special guest Thilaka Janatha, the head coach of the Sri Lanka volleyball team. Students who excelled in various sports were also recognized and awarded prizes. Trishula Samaradivakara won the 2022-2023 Marion's Lion Award given to the most outstanding student. The ceremony was made more glamorous with dance, singing and drama performances, making it a well-rounded celebration of student achievements.
More news coming your way on the other side of this short commercial break. Stay with Newsfirst. We will be right back.
පිරිසිදු වතුර බොන්නට නැති වුණත් ගම්මාන දෙකක පවුල් 300ක් පමණ එකම ලිඳකින් ජලය සපයා ගන්න විදි දුක් ගැහැට නිමා කරමින් අනුරාධපුර මහවිලච්චිය ඉට් කලාපේ කැලි අමුණුකොළි සහ බලුගස්වැව ගම්මානවල ජනතාවට පිරිසිදු පානීය ජල පෙරණයක් ලබා දුන් වගයි. ගම්මැද්ද රට නගන ජන පෞර.
Welcome back. Here with News First. They sacrificed their lives for the country's economy. Governments change, but nothing changes. But we at News First have always been with the plantation workers, and we will always be.
Justice for plantation workers. Old story, new story, same story.
200 years. 200 years. What does this mean? Lives changed, history made, families torn apart, destinies remade. 200 years. A celebration or a memorial? A memorial for the thousands and the millions of people upon whose backs an entire industry was built. Recently, the hill country community of Sri Lanka celebrated 200 years of their arrival in Sri Lanka. They were brought here to Sri Lanka as indentured workers made to work in the newly established tea estates. This industry was completely run on the backs of these workers brought in from India. It's been 200 years since they were brought to Sri Lanka, many even against their will. Their lives at that time were probably very difficult. Today, 2024, the world has moved on. Equal education is law. Equal healthcare is law. Equal opportunity is not a choice. But have any of these communities access to equal education, equal law, equal opportunity? This is the question that we are trying to answer. Generations of people in servitude, generations of politicians who are supposedly fighting for their rights. This is what we are trying to explore.
Imagine the scene 200 years ago. Thousands of people arriving in Sri Lanka from various areas of South India, crowding the piers, boarding the ships and journeying into the unknown, across the sea of Sri Lanka, then walking hundreds of kilometers to start a new life. Toiling for the rest of their lives, braving hardships that can hardly be described. Cholera, malaria, fever and hunger. Their lives would give birth to a new industry, the plantations industry, that would quickly become the backbone of this island nation's economy. The search for dignity, the 200-year illusion. Their tears, sweat and blood planted in the ground for 2 whole centuries. But their search for dignity and equal treatment made little progress. In 1992, a new hope arose with the privatization of plantations. Await episode 2 tomorrow.
Justice for plantation workers. Old story, new story, same story.
Day 8 of the Jala rally, a nationwide effort to revitalize Sri Lanka's rich history of water management, unfolded today, continuing its journey from Kilinochchi. Organized by the Sirasa Media Network, the Jala rally will collect water from major irrigation tanks and other water bodies.
Jana rally.
The Jala rally will collect water from main irrigation tanks and other water bodies in a bid to invoke blessings on Sri Lanka and her people. Yesterday, water was collected from the Iranamadu tank as part of the Jala rally. Water obtained from the Iranamadu tank was placed on the special platform of the Jala rally in Kilinochchi. Blessings were obtained from the Sri Siddhi Vinayagar Kovil and St. Paul's Church. The Jala rally reached Parandan later in the event. Water was also obtained from the Kalmaduava for the Jala rally. The water was then placed on the special platform of the Jala rally. The Jala rally organized to gather water from the great irrigation tanks that nourish the paddy lands in the country, as well as other water bodies, will proceed to villages and towns across the country to bless the nation and her people. Tomorrow, this nationwide rally will reach Mana and Chilau.
Jana rally.
Moving on to sports news now, the Sri Lanka Air Force team emerged victorious in the Division A Women's Finals of the EVA All-Ireland Open Netball Tournament, defeating the Sri Lanka Army team.
The EVA All-Ireland Open Netball Tournament, sponsored by ICL Brands Private Limited, continued today. The tournament was continued at the Air Force grounds in Colombo 2 under the auspices of Group Director of the Capital Maharaja Group, Anil De Silva. The tournament was played under 4 divisions. Kurunagala Malayadeva College won the championship in the under-15 division, while the CDP Ratana College in Padukka won the championship in the under-19 division. The championship in Division B, open only to women, was won by the Lions team. The Trackmaster team emerged champions in the Veterans division for women over the age of 40. In Division A, open for both men and women, the men's championship was won by United SC, while the Air Force team clinched the women's championship. Eranga Sithara from United SC was crowned as netball king, while TD Wattegedara from Sri Lanka Air Force was crowned as netball queen. The Sri Lanka Air Force team emerged victorious in Division A of the women's finals of the EVA All-Island Open Netball Tournament, defeating the Sri Lanka Army.
And with that, we wrap up tonight's edition of Primetime News. Thank you very much for joining us. Good night.